Well, while that's doing that, since I did just reimage my machine, does 99 have the sysinternals tools? No, they don't. But you know who does is Chocolatey. That's not right. It's not .org. What is it? But there's their GitHub URL. Did I misspell it? Yeah, I misspelled it. I added an L. Chocolately? Like an adverb? Do you do something? Oh, it probably did die for a second. I'm running on my Surface Pro. It really doesn't have the horsepower to drive this giant ultra-wide screen and stream at the same time. I've got new hardware coming, so yeah, bear with me. All right, Package Manager for Windows, install Chocolatey. Yep, this one right here. All right, you are going to lose the stream for just like half a second because I'm going to get a UAC prompt here. And we're back. So while I'm waiting for all these files to copy. While I'm waiting for all these files to copy, I'm going to install a couple of things that I need on this machine. I just reimaged this machine the other day. So I've got Chocolatey installed. What was sysinternals? Choco install sysinternals. Okay. Wow, everything on this machine is just moving slow. My new machine can't get here soon enough. Although this file transfer thing, I don't know why this would be slow. Maybe I need to reboot that Raspberry Pi. Normally I can move things out to it very quickly. So while we're waiting, oh look at that. Zoom it. And I want it to run when Windows starts. There we go. Got my Zoom game on point, y'all. Okay, so while I'm waiting for these last few files to deploy, I'm going to go ahead and add a virtual contact sensor. Test contact, I'll call it. So I'm adding, so contact sensors are the sensors that we put on our doors for when they open and close. They send a signal that says, okay, I'm open or I'm closed. That's all they do. You put them on doors, you put them on windows, using for security systems. I see I had a bunch of people just joined the stream. What we're doing is I'm writing C# code. I'm writing a C# web API to handle the automation in my house. I have a home automation hub that when things happen on the hub, in this case when a contact sensor opens or closes, it's going to make a request from my web API, which is in turn going to make another request back to the hub. So in other words, we're going to open the pantry door. The contact sensor is going to fire off that open or close signal. My web API, in turn, is going to make a request back to the hub that says turn on the pantry light. Now, this is a really simple automation, and I could totally do it in the hub. There's already home automation code to do it in the hub, but my master plan is to do very complicated automations outside of the context of the hub. We're going to offload anything that requires performance or more complicated rules to this web API that I'm writing. So I've been developing this framework to do it. So, all right, so virtual contact 1, we'll call it. And it is going to be a virtual contact sensor. All right, so open and close. It's open, it's closed. It's not even a real contact sensor. I'm just making open and closed commands here. We're down to the last, that was the last file to the Raspberry Pi. I do need to make the app run on the Raspberry Pi, so let's go over to it and see the automation. Actually, you know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so folks can see it. There we go. So CD automation, is that no, what did I call it? Where did I put it? I thought I put it in. Oh, I didn't SSH, or I did. I don't know, but this is my machine. 192.168.15.15. And I'll need my password again. There we go. It's a Hubitat home automation hub. So I actually have 2 home automation hubs in my setup. One is SmartThings and the other is Hubitat. Hubitat is almost identical to SmartThings. They use the same programming model. It's very, very similar, except whereas SmartThings does all this cloud processing, Hubitat does it locally, which is one reason why I'm going through all these links to write a web API that offloads automation from that hub, because the little device that they give you is not very performant at all. So when you do like really complex automations that are going to wait and spin up a thread that waits over a period of time and comes back and checks the status of something, I'm going to want to offload that onto another device. Like in this case, I'm going to be using a Raspberry Pi. Ultimately, this automation that I just deployed, this pantry door automation, where the pantry door opens and the pantry light comes on, the pantry door closes, pantry light goes off, that's a very simple automation, but it gets more complex. The reason it gets more complex is what I actually have going on SmartThings today. When you open it and leave it open for 5 minutes, the speaker I have in the kitchen gets passive-aggressive and says, please close the pantry door. And when it's been open another 5 minutes, it says, I said, please close the pantry door. And then when it's been open yet another 5 minutes, it goes, okay, no one's listening to me. I'm just going to turn it off myself. That is the ultimate automation that we're going to build. We're not going to build it tonight. Right now, we just have door opens, light comes on, door closes, light goes off. And I think we're there. So if we run our thing here, the project is called Puppet Master. So change mod 755. So I should be able to run Puppet Master now. And I believe it's 1 dash, 2 dashes for 1 dash, 2, I think. Well, we'll try 1. URIs equals http:// Starport 5000. I think. Cannot execute. Really? Okay. What's the name? There it is right there. It should run. Unless I accidentally motion sensor and text to speech, so that maybe even more face recognition. Yeah, that would be fun. No, it's not to teach the kids so much as just to annoy them, because I get annoy them. I get frustrated when they leave the pantry door open. Um, so yeah, I just like to wire things up to annoy the kids when they do things like leave doors open. That's that's what it means to be a kid in my house. Is good luck. You're going to get yelled at by the house. Um, yeah, I think I deployed the Linux x64 version, so I'm going to want to republish this real quick. I'm not going to have to publish everything. Um, I think I'm just going to need to move what's in here, I believe. Hopefully. And we are going to overwrite everything. Hey, thanks. Yeah, my kids. I have one kid who is in awe of it. I have another who's annoyed by it. Um, Actually, I guess two of them are in awe of it, and one of them was annoyed by it. Yeah, so Hubitat and SmartThings both will work with Philips. All right, so we're deployed now. Let's try this again. An attempt was made. Okay, so, oh man, it was a big transfer. That's going to suck, but I think we're going to have to do it. I think we're going to have to move all the binaries out there again, because I screwed up and sent out the Linux x64 version by mistake. So let's just to be on the safe side, let's blow away the bin directory. And I'm going to just going to close Visual Studio. And .NET publish -F for self-contained Linux ARM. What do you mean it wasn't recognized? How did I break that? It was working fine before. Alright, let's try this again. Or is it ARM Linux? I don't think it's ARM Linux. Nope, it is Linux ARM. Alright, what did I break? Let's check that publish profile again. Maybe we could just try republishing it all. Well, that time it's definitely building for Linux ARM. I wonder why it didn't do it earlier. Why it wouldn't do it at the command line. What did I break? That's fine. We can do it from Visual Studio. I don't care. Bin release .NET Core publish. So this should be him. I really didn't want to have to copy all this out there again, but I thought FileZilla had a setting. No, wait, I said overwrite always, didn't I? Whoops. Now it's moving along at a pretty good clip anyway. Much quicker this time than last time. Oh, you know what I should do? I seem to think FileZilla has a setting for how many threads you can run. Transfers. Aha! There you go. Get a few more going. Okay, finish this one file. A little bit faster than 95 kilobytes per second, please. Thank you. All right. So, going back over to the Pi, please run this time. I think it's going to run. Hey, it ran. All right, but it's only listing on localhost. Let's, there we go. Nope, I misspelled that. Let's try that again. All right, so it's listening. So, if I go back over to my Hubitat, go back over to the apps, go to my webhook. Whoops, that's not what I wanted, not the apps code, the actual apps. Go back over to my webhook that gets fired off. We're going to say I want it to get fired whenever pantry door is open or test contact is open. All right, moment of truth. Let's go back to our devices. And let's open up the pantry lights in a new window here. And the test contact over here. All right. So it's currently closed, lights currently off. So if I open the test contact, nada. Did it throw an exception? I'm not seeing any exceptions. Let's make sure I've got the right URL in the webhook app. Uh, 16, 15, 15, 200. It's not webhook. Nope, it's automation. since it's an automation controller. Alright, let's try this again. Where's my test contact? There's my test contact. So we're going to close the pantry door. Alright, it's closed. Going to open the pantry door by clicking open. And anything? Did I throw an exception? I don't see an exception. Okay, well, let's debug it. Attach to process. SSH. 68.15.15. Go. And then grab my password. So there's the process I want to attach to. Remote debugging always takes a little while, at least when you're going to a Raspberry Pi, because it's really slow. Let's go to the automation controller and make sure we are hitting the post controller. I mean the post action on that controller, I should say. So closed, open, closed, open, closed. Nope, we're not even hitting it. Well, why not? Let's come over here and let's go to the Automation Hub logs. Connection refused. Why would my connection be refused? Can I send it from here? Let's find out. So this is what I was running against localhost earlier, so I should be able to run it against port. There we go. Could not get any response. The server couldn't send a response. Well, it's not a proxy issue. It's not a timeout issue. So why isn't my Raspberry Pi listening for me? Oh, I see why. Because it's still only listening on localhost. Trying to remember that syntax. Is that right? Nope, that's not right. .NET URIs switch. .NET Core URIs command line switch. .NET command. Oh, how did I do this? I don't remember. Oh. When in doubt, check my own GitHub, because I know I've done it. In fact, I believe I did it in this .NET Conf talk I did. I don't remember what that syntax is supposed to look like. Actually, I should just come over here and... Nope, it's not listed. Alright, let's .NET. Maybe it was URLs. I hate when you thrash on something you think you know how to do. Yes, thank you. That was it, Janicus. Thank you. All right, so it's running. Let's hit it from here real quick. I'm not debugging it, but I'm not seeing any exceptions. It's just in time compiling. 200 OK. I think we're in business. All right, so devices, pantry lights. It's currently on. So if I come over here and I say that my test is closed, aha, the light is off. So let's take that to its logical conclusion now. Here's my test contact. It's currently closed. Here's my test contact. If I click open, this switch should go on. So I'm going to click open, and yes, the switch is on. If I click close, the switch is off. So I'm automating my pantry light with .NET Core. Yeah, it only took me 2.5 hours. I wanted to do it quicker. But I think that's probably enough for tonight. Janicus, you are the only viewer I have that's being talkative. Thank you for hanging around. Feel free to give me a follow. I plan on doing this often. If you're into home automation, it's one of my favorite topics. I plan on talking about it a lot. I'm going to be filling out my Twitch profile a little bit more, but over to my right, over here, it's my Twitter and my GitHub. If you want to follow me there and here on Twitch, I would be glad to have you. Next time I stream, whenever that is, I don't know when it's going to be, but the next time I stream, I am going to basically anything in here that's a to-do. Hey, thanks. I've got all these to-dos I put in here, things that I want to offload to like a configuration file. Before I get too much more into automating my house, I want to make sure that I'm not building technical debt, right? I want to make sure that I'm doing things the right way. So we have configuration like this. This should not be hard-coded. I should have this in my app settings.json, right? So I'll be doing that. So, yeah. Again, thanks for thanks for sticking with me, checking out what I've been working on here. You were saying you're not into home automation. If you got Philip Hughes, yeah, pick up a Hubitat if you want, and you can learn with me here. I'm like I said, I'm in the process of moving all of my SmartThings devices over to that eventually. With that, I'll see you next time. Thanks.